In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate the warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited mind sharp and keen, with a spark that lights the night. Join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. In the ring we stand tall, words are blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave, every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited minds sharp and keen, with a spark that lights the night. Join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena there's no chance to escape the vibrant lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Heard. Will be heard. Will be heard.
Spartans! What is your profession?
What is going on, everyone? Back at it with another stream, another episode. I gotta sneeze there for a minute. So please do me a favor as you come in and please hit the like, share, and subscribe. I have 5 guests in the back. They're ready to rock and roll. So let's bring one by one in. So, as always, he's ready to cause some problems, some headaches, and of course, I'm talking about my man, Reckless. All right, the next person is from Africa. He is jumping up and down and causing a couple tsunamis. And I am talking about Black David. And
Really?
of course, hey, I gotta go there. You know me by now. And the next person, we are talking about the Marine himself, the few, the proud, the boss man.
Salute to everybody. What's going on?
And the last person, if for once, finally, we got a woman on this. And of course, we're talking about Mrs. Boss Man. What is going on, everybody? How's everybody going on? How's the week? Come on, let's get some chatter going on.
Well, ladies first there.
I knew one of y'all were gonna do it. It's Flux. It's Friday Eve, and I live for the weekend. So Monday's a holiday, which means I don't have to have my behind at work. So yeah, no complaints.
Well, at least somebody gets a day off. I have to work as a chef.
I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, hey, leftover chef. Boss man, what's going on with you? Let's go backwards.
I'm doing all right. It's been a hectic week, but so far so well. I've been recovering for the past, as you know, for the past few weeks from whatever the heck I got. But I am here. I'm back. It seems getting back into the saddle and ready to rock. So I'm here.
David, you're up.
Long day, subway failure, current issue, but I'm home. I'm calm. I'm collected.
Ray.
Getting ready for the inauguration on Monday.
Oh,
Well, Ray, I have a little surprise for you. I have a video. It's not even part of topic, but I knew you were coming on. I knew.
Did you ever notice?
I knew you were going to have something to say about this. So I'm going to play the first video, and then we're going to go actually to the topic, because I know you're going to some there'll be some craziness here with this. And let's just play the video. That's what I gotta say. I want to play the video and go from there.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an exotic dancer.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that exotic dancers cannot be in their children's lives? Oh no, you said you don't want to be in the child's life.
Yes.
You just want him to pay you child support, and you want him to assume the full responsibility of taking care of the child too, because he wanted the child.
Well, I didn't want child support from him.
I mean, you don't want to pay him.
Correct.
No, that's not how this works. He is not going to be the one that takes care of the child 100% of the time, and then you just get to go dance or whatever it is that you do. I'm not exactly sure what you do at your overnight job. So let me tell you what we're going to do. You're going to start paying him child support a month. Now, in terms of visitation, if she doesn't want to visit with the child, there's nothing I can do to make her do that. However, she will start paying some sort of child support today. Okay, you have a problem with that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, just making sure. What do you do for a living?
I'm an exotic.
You want my reaction to that? Oh, this is the reason that people are no longer getting married. Like, this is exactly why. Like, I mean, honestly, kudos to the people that do, but this train of thought and this logic is not uncommon. I've seen it happen to very wealthy men after 20 years of marriage to a wife that didn't work. They just wanted to up and leave and abandon the whole family, including the kids, and then wondered why she had to pay child support or get a job even. Like, they don't even want to get jobs. Like, it. My thoughts on this are, until we get this ship set right and we start having some adults in these leadership positions, and men assume their roles you're going to continue to see this, and you're going to continue to see people take advantage of the situation. I don't necessarily even blame the women for this. This isn't like a woman bad thing. People work within the framework of what they're allowed, and we have allowed this for a very long time, and now it's continued to escalate. We've continued to cater, and the simp coalition out there reinforces this type of behavior. So that's my opinion on it. It's like you can't go and just straight up blame women who are acting within the rule set that benefits them.
Mhm.
It just doesn't work that way. Like, you can't have a bunch of rules and just be like, hey, you can go do this. You can go into the store and take stuff, and you're not going to go to jail, and then expect people to just not take stuff. They're allowed to. We have allowed this. And the only recourse for it is like there has to be some sort of coming back to the table and reestablishing what roles are, what expectations are, and then how we're going to move forward, because the 1950s lifestyle of just women staying at home doesn't even apply. Most women aren't even smart enough to actually raise a kid, because you can't homeschool a kid. You're stupid. So you can't do that job. If you can't do that job, then why are you at home? What is your purpose here? Also, with the expenses and the financial situation that we're in, that's what my channel is about. I talk about money. That's all I talk about, really. With the financial situation that we have now, to think that you're just going to jump into a relationship and be at home, there is literally a 1% populace of the planet that can facilitate that with the lifestyle that you want. And at that rate, if you get average Joe and you do get to stay home, you never move up in the hierarchy. You get to be exactly where you're at, because now you're just relying on his income, which really isn't that much. So now you don't have forward mobility. If you look at the cultures that are doing well here, that is not how they're living. And if it is how they're living, you're looking at an end result, which is actually the problem that we have within this modern dating culture, is people want an end result now, and they don't want to put in the work.
David, you're up.
The moment I saw this video, I was like, what the F? Really? Is this for real? Is this the next level of 304? Startville? I'm just wondering, because when we were talking about it throughout last year, get your passport. Oh, you passport bro this, you passport bro that. Nah, if I want to be brutally honest, passport bro have been in the Bible since day one, all you dumbass bitches. How you say you are a Christian? You don't realize people travel to find their wives. And yet you're attacking passport bro. How you think you got here in the first place? How you think your family got here in the first place? Didn't they travel to get here? Okay then. But that ideology only say two things. We're in society that is extremely fucked up. The value system is beyond shit. The society logic is beyond flawed.
Mm-hmm.
We reward the highly stupid, incompetent people, while those who work hard, we make them look like they're enemies. I'm wondering, is there another planet I can go to so I don't have to be contaminated? Because I might start a new T-shirt say I'm allergic to stupid people.
You've been
I'm
saying
just
it
saying.
for 2 years.
I'm now considering making a huge merchandise and sell it to all the people who agree with our ideology.
Well, when we start our merchandise, that'll be the first thing coming out.
And put my face with fang coming out like seriously. Like this
I'm
cannot
gonna
be.
make it. I'm gonna do it. You doing jumping jacks?
No, you could jump like a big gorilla. Scary as hell. That'll even make me even better. I'll be King Congo.
I'm trying to be serious for a minute here.
No, because that video went from sprinkle, need a high volume man, then you see this bullshit. Now I'm trying to figure
Don't
I'm
forget
trying
about
to figure what's
Tinkle.
next. I'm trying to figure it out. I got 2 passports, so either way, I'm on my way out. I got dudes in the ship, Canadian and United States, so it doesn't matter.
Bossman, floor is yours.
One of the questions that I have about all of this is because you know me, I like to get down to the source of things. Yeah,
You like breaking things
one
down.
of the questions I ask about this is why do women have the mindset that why does this woman right here in this example have this mindset in the first place? Go ahead, Reckless.
So 5,000 years of epigenetic data. Like, I mean, if you spend the entirety of your existence being catered to, they didn't build the castles, they came and lived in them. They didn't build the defenses for the city, they came and lived in them. If a city was sacked, there was almost, if you were an attractive woman, it was almost a guarantee that in some form or fashion you're going to survive. Like, it's not uncommon to have someone who's been catered to historically, that's in modern society catered to at a different level, for them to go, I don't understand why I have to be responsible for anything. The issue is the escalation of it because of how much catering we do in modern society. It's creating, remember, I forgot what that lady's name was. Well, I mean, there's countless stories where chicks just will throw their baby in the trash to go into the club because that's what they want to do, and be fine about it, because there's an implication that there's no responsibility whatsoever.
Is it responsibility or is it some sort of accountability?
Either.
I think it's less about responsibility and more about accountability. Because if there was more accountability, then responsibility would then be forced.
Oh, you've got a good point. That's a good point.
Because think of it like this. The reason why I asked this question in this way is because yes, and I'm realizing I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here when it comes to men, because yes, even though we men, we understand that 9 times out of 10 we're going to be fucked when it comes to the court system, but it still doesn't stop us from doing dumb shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, but let's use that example. If women have the mindset, or I would say, let me be less absolute. There's a great majority of women. In this case, this is an exemplar of the type of woman I'm talking about, where because she is the woman, child support is aligned to her being the beneficiary, and I'm going to use a legalese term, men by trait, by nature, being the obligors, being responsible for having to be the suppliers of such. And so her mindset is that if I were to have a kid, I would never, ever be in a situation where I'm paying child support. It doesn't even matter the fact that it is statutorily impossible for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, for the child to be with the custodial parent, and you not being the custodial parent, being the one who's receiving child support. If you have a judge that's worth their fucking salt, who's able to actually read the statutory language appropriately, right?
Yep.
So in most cases, in most cases, we have a society that seems to cater to this mindset that it doesn't lay down a hammer of accountability towards women in a way that says, if this, then that, fuck it, right?
Right.
However, on the other hand, for men, however, we see it a lot more often than we see it on the women's aspect of it. We could argue, at least as it relates to this topic. But I'm going to offer a little bit of a medium here because it's the way the system is designed, and it's not as nefarious as most people like to make it out to be, but it's the way that it's designed. Because men like to think that it's a bad thing because of the fact that the system automatically assumes custodial rights to the mother. But it's not necessarily truly nefarious in some ways, because when a mother gives birth to a child, there isn't a requirement for a male father, husband to sign a birth certificate. Because when I pulled my child out of my wife to my right over here, they literally asked me if I wanted to sign the birth certificate. They didn't ask her. So there's nothing by law that says that a man has to sign it.
Right.
Right? So, yes, the system is biased towards the woman in a sense, okay? But women have grown to some degree, and in this case, all women have grown to degree, grown reliant on it. And this type of woman here has grown to become ignorant of any type of realization that it could become to a point where it holds you to account if you are a shit parent.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if you lose custody of a child as a mother, you have got to be one shitty mother. Okay? You've got to be one. Yikes. All right? But the system is so soft towards women, usually, because it assumes that it has to protect the woman, because in case there is the assumption of the existence of children to some degree. And it's designed that way on purpose. So when you have women like that, who then are stupid enough to abuse it, now you have a situation where a woman says, boo boo, that's not how this works, and I'm getting ready to fucking show you. And if more accountability is then promoted and purported, then we can have some more fucking responsibility. Over.
Okay.
You're up, young lady.
Oh Lord. Dear God. Panel of nothing but men. Hello, gentlemen.
Oh, you got this, boo.
You'll have to forgive me, okay? My Red Bull has long since worn off, as well as the caffeine I had this morning. So my field of fucks is very bare. One, I love that judge. I watch a lot of her stuff, and baby, the way she be reading these parents, man and woman, she don't give a damn, honey. All she care about is them babies, as it should be, right? Um, I would like to say that the video shocked me, but I live in 2025 along with the rest of y'all, so it doesn't. Um, and I offer this. It really, yeah, it comes down to accountability and all of that stuff, but really, it's just a pure selfishness, nothing more, nothing less. It's selfishness that you can tell just from the profession, if that's what we're going to call it, that this woman had is when you are talking about exotic dancers, night walkers, booty shakers, whatever. A lot of them have a very selfish me mindset, and they have to because in that environment, it is a dog eat dog world. So to that part, I understand, but baby, you be selfish with them other hookers, not your like not when it comes to your children. So I'll never understand women that just willingly say, no, I'm good on them because like you had so many options before we got here. You had so many choices that you could have made that wouldn't have you paying anything in child support. And just the thought that you went through the entire 9 month process, the entire birthing process, just to say, I never really wanted kids, doesn't make sense to me. The math just isn't mathing, and I'm far from a mathematician, I promise. So that part just doesn't sit well with me. However, with that being said, y'all not gonna like this part, but again, that field of fucks very bare. Um, she's not really doing anything different than men who go out for a pack of smokes and never come back, or
Mm.
the guy who runs off with the secretary. Not doing anything different there, other than the fact that she's in court vocalizing, I don't want to be a parent. I don't want to be responsible for these babies whatsoever. I want to go live my best life, be free, and not have any responsibility to them. And though I'm with the understanding that when it comes to the court system and child support, things like that, historically, yes, it has favored women. I would like to say that that is slowly changing. I even have a aunt that lost custody of her children and had to pay her ex-husband child support because I ain't gonna hold you. She was a shit parent. And if you're a shit parent and you don't know how to parent or you can't parent, then yeah, you should pay child support and you should shut the fuck up about it. Just how I feel. But it's really not any different than Shirley Lowe had what, 16 kids, 14 kids, 16 different baby mamas? Really? So it's, I think it's more of a shock factor or a wow factor when a woman says it, because it's like, oh, that's a woman. Like, you're supposed to be a nurturer. You're supposed to want these kids. I had 3 children, and I cannot promise you that every day I'm grateful for them. I love them to pieces. I will scorch the earth for either one of them if they even so much as had a hair out of place. But that 3 year old of mine, well, that soon to be 3 year old of mine, some days I want to square up with him. Some days I'm really like, baby, today might be the day mama drops you off at the hospital because you don't know our address yet and you won't come back home. Now, am I going to do it? No, because that's my child, and I made a choice to have a child, and I knew what came with that responsibility. But that don't mean that some days I don't want to give that little motherfucker to people's elbow, because I do. I absolutely do. I don't do it, but I dream about it. 100%. Ask boss man, he'll tell you. I dream. Oh, I've threatened to fold that child's clothes while he is still wearing them. 100%. But I also understand that he's 2, and children are going to be children. And yes, sometimes they can be a lot. Sometimes they can be frustrating. Sometimes they really make you want to punch the air. But more often than not, they are a blessing. And if you don't want to be responsible for kids, it's really simple. Just don't have them. That's all.
See, I got a funny story to tell you. Again, you remind me of my mother a lot. I'll tell you why. So a year ago, when iPhone 15 first came out, she's arguing with her phone company, yada yada, because she talks to Greece. She goes, "Fuck this!" You know her Greek accent. Goes, "Give me that fucking phone already." I go, "I get you a nice, easy phone, iPhone 15, big and everything." I walk through the door. She threw it at my fucking head, literally at my head, and I missed it by a fucking 2,000th of an inch. I
Oh,
go,
she wanted to hit you. She'd have hit you for sure.
"Oh, she has hit me with her frying pans." And you hear, "Gong!" I'm like, "The fuck I do this time?" You're bored. And she walks away like, "The fuck?" I, at her defense, she is fighting cancer at 76 years old. So I kind of a little slack. But the fry pan, it fucking hurts. Damn, man. Go ahead, David, and then we're getting to the topic after that. You're muted, dum-dum.
Okay, numbnut. After I was saying
Thank
that,
you.
can we nominate her to be the first lady of the channel?
Oh, yeah, she's
I
welcome to come here
vote.
anytime she wants. I'll give her a VIP. I'll give her the VIP, the vice president position, too. All
I'm
right.
okay with
So
that.
the reason I wanted to talk about body shape, as growing up, even to this day, I remember when it really affected me. It was called body shaming because it was called we're picking on you, just breaking your balls. My cousin's first fiance, yes, first fiance. He had 3. First fiance, she goes to me. We're about to jump in the pool. As a man, I take my shirt off like normal. She goes, "Wow, I need to get you with my bras. It'll fit you perfectly." I went, The fuck? Okay, I kind of shake it off, whatever. Like, man, let's say later on, years later, at high school, I got picked on my weight. I was always fighting my weight off and on. I've been called truck driver. I've been called bulldozer. I've been called semi truck. I've been called every fucking name in the world. And Greek kids are more fucked up than American kids, by the way. As I got older, even when I had my beard, I was called Santa Claus 2.0. I'm like, bitch, I should punt you across the fucking face if I could. It was every name in the book. And I was thinking, like, wait a minute. If we as men do this to women, we're get crucified. Very small sound. Oh, you gain a little weight. What do you mean I gain a little weight? I'm like, I take that back. I'm going this way. I'm going to hide behind this wall right now and protect myself now. But as a man, if somebody says, "Oh, you gained some weight," like you go to the fucking gym and lose you, the fucker. But we need to change that because we as men do have emotions. So let's go around for a minute and see what everybody thinks. Yes, David, you don't have to raise your hand.
What we were told as men, fuck your emotion. Because I've been told that.
Exactly.
If you're fat, suck it up. Take your chinny.
This isn't
Get out to the gym. Go and walk. Go and run. Change your diet. And I realized something after lately. It kind of like they allow that in today's society, this shitty ass society. It's beyond okay to shit on men, regardless of. And regularly, you know what I'm talking about. It's not.
Oh, I shit on men all the time.
If it's not body shaming, it's size shaming. We heard this. He shit it too. Sis, I know you've seen it plenty of times. You see it among the ladies, be like, why are you broadcasting this man private business? But
it happens way too often when people listen. We talk about things on this panel, on BMUs, Bossmans, anybody. But when you bring your personal and family in, I have an issue with that. You do not fucking bring that shit up here. And that's why I remember that day when somebody came at you, I ripped her apart.
I know, but I lost it.
And I understand that.
And I went back to my old ways, the way that I used to love being, whereby I roast you to the point that you lose your self-esteem and your soul, and I rip your spinal cord, and I continue to roast you even more. I'm sorry, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm battle
tested. My point is trying to get to when you are starting insulting people. I don't care if it's a panel or in person. It's fine to say you say it to my face, like, "Hey, your beard looks shitty." All right, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I walk away. I don't care because you're nothing to me.
No.
I'll probably piss on your corpse when you're dead.
If someone say your beard looks shitty, tell them your mom did not say that last night.
Damn, David. All right,
they're not from Brooklyn.
All right, let's get my opinion. Yeah, he's a character. I'll give him that. Right, you want to go first, and we'll go around and go ahead.
So, the first thing I'm going to say is, if you're a man and you're a dysgenic fuck, do something about it because you're worthless to the rest of us. That's the reason men are shamed. No one gives a fuck how you feel. And the reason that no one gives a fuck how you feel as a man is because we are responsible for fucking everything. And what happens when you have a society where we're worried about how fucking men feel and everybody's worried about their fucking feelings is what we have right now. You go out to a club and a chick that's below a 6 might be a dude now because we all care about how men feel. Okay? California's on fire right now because we care as men about how every fucking body feels, and an entire fucking city burnt the fuck up because we wanted to let a bunch of women who said they could do it. And then we hired in a bunch of weak men who said the city that catches on fire every year, maybe we should have some fucking water. But the fish, the 3-inch fucking fish. We gotta save that fucking fish.
It's called goldfish, by the way. They're goldfish.
Yeah, whatever. This is what happens when you delude a culture. We are literally in decline because everyone's fine the way they fucking are. And men want to talk about how we feel? Do you think your ancestors gave a fuck how they felt when they were starving to death to make your dumb ass? Because they was still fucking while they were dying from starvation. Do you think your ancestors that had to go tend fields gave a fuck how they felt when they were reproducing? Yet we'll sit here and say that our society's too sick for us to breed? Do you think they gave a fuck how they felt? No, they had a responsibility and a fucking genetic imperative that they listened to. Reproduce. Make a generation better than yourself. Make them not weak. The reason that we have a double standard is because women are the survivor of the species. We're supposed to go die. That's our job. Literally, one fucking job. Build stuff, fuck bitches, make babies. It's super simple. Go conquer something. Make your life have meant something. If you're going to be a peasant, be the best fucking peasant you can be. But don't run around with your belly fat hanging out from under your shirt looking like a ball sack that's attached to your stomach and then tell me that I'm supposed to not make fun of you because that shit is funny to me. Your shit's hanging out. Your body has given up on you. You have not... It ain't even that. You broke your fucking genetics. You broke your genetic code. You have poisoned yourself to the extent that your body said, fuck it, we're going to go Akira on this bitch and actually starts doing it. The fuck do you want me to say about that? That you're doing a good job? I mean, if you're trying to be the fucking Blob in Akira, sure, you're on a good start. But like, those are things that aren't acceptable. The reason men shame men is because your dysgenic ass is of no use to me for our group survival of our civilization if war breaks out. That means I'm going to have to go kill more people than you because I'm going to have to carry your weight now because you can't get up because you're the Akira Blob. The only thing that I can do is hide behind you and hope that your body catches 9 mils well. Okay? That's it. You're a walking ball of ballistic gel. You're useless to the rest of us. You're useless if you got a girl, because like chicks be dating these effeminate ass dudes. So if you got a girl, you're useless to her. You're definitely useless to me. You're useless to my family. You ain't gonna be able to help me save my kids. You're literally just in the way. Women shame men because when they get upset, they get emotional, they want to hurt our feelings. Which is the reason that, I mean, they're gonna go straight for the gut. But one of the things that you have to understand as a man is that critique, that hurt. If someone says something to you and it hurts your feelings and it hurts you, that's a catalyst. And the only reason it would hurt is if it wasn't true. If some chick got on here and said I had a little dick, I would laugh at that bitch. I would laugh. I mean, that's metrically not true. I've never had below a 3.5 star Yelp review. So what I'm saying is, I know that is a made up fucking lie. Now, if you get on here and you start blushing and feeling some type of fucking way, that's because it's true. Now, granted, you can't grow a bigger dick. That's not you. That's the dick you was given. And you got to do with what God intended for you to do with that dick. But the stuff you can change, like if you get into an argument with your girl and she says she liked dad bods, but as soon as you piss her off, you a fat bitch, you need to fix that shit. That's fixable. That's all I'm saying. And I'm done. That's all I'm saying is like fix the stuff you can control. You can't get taller. You can't grow no more dick. Fair. You can't grow no more hair. Your hair pattern, what you got is what you got. Work with what you got, bro. Maybe you need to have a peanut head. But like, your body shape and size are all you. Like you gonna be a little king, be the buffest little king on the planet. So if somebody says some shit, you can grab their big ass by their knee and just chuck them somewhere, bro. Don't let them disrespect you, little king.
Not a neat chucker.
Yes.
Neat chuck with a neat chuck.
Wait, because I have to get this out before I forget. Because it's just, I do feel like those that you're talking about, they are good in the event that a zombie apocalypse breaks out. Because you want them slow motherfuckers on the front line. Okay?
And it's going to take them a long time to get
You want them on the front line, all right? Because that's going to buy you at least a 20, 30-minute head start. So don't do that now. Don't do that.
It depends how big we're talking about. Are we talking about like Peter Griffin big,
I
or
mean, Peter
sumo big?
Griffin or bigger. I'm just so little known fact. I like to watch Investigation Discovery and other things on the Discovery Channel.
Here we
Did
go.
you know
I already know where this is going.
at a certain weight, and I'm talking around, my 600-pound life type weight, they have to, if you choose to be cremated when you leave this here rock, they have to roast you at a lower temperature. Otherwise, you could cause a grease fire.
Oh,
No bullshit.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
bruh.
A grease
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, when they
Hold on.
when they
Before I,
cremate
before I,
you,
Can I have
it
plate
before I
next to my
forget,
essentially
now?
melts the adipose tissue into oil.
It
No
melts
fucking
too
hold on.
fast. The
No, hold
whole
on, hold
place
on,
is going up. Whole
hold up.
hold on.
crematory.
My
Before I
question is
forget,
that
no, I want to. Before I forget, are you telling me anyone past 300 pounds they have to roast their ass?
Correct.
Yeah.
I,
They
I
do.
I have
And
another question. Do you add seasoning to it? Salt,
oh
pepper,
my god.
garlic.
actually, I don't know where you guys are geographically, but up in Maryland, one of my friends was a part of a trial where they hacked up somebody's mama and tried to get rid of the body by grilling her on the grill. So they did not add seasoning to her. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Oh,
She wasn't. They didn't have to roast her at a low temperature. They were just stupid.
Yeah,
But
they're
Hey,
really
boss
dumb.
man, I like her actually.
bro,
Welcome to my
bro.
life and my wife.
You got a real one.
I
You be
do
getting
not
all sorts
want
of
you.
fun facts
If
all day.
she's calm like this, I don't even know how she fights.
Can
I
we
Bruh.
have
don't.
more? Can we have one on this network have their own show so they can start
Listen,
roasting everybody?
Why
listen.
does
Hey,
everyone
that's a
keep
great
trying to
idea.
She
get us
goes,
on our
she
own
goes,
show?
listen, she goes for the juggler. So you know what listen,
I
you know what I have to come with, right? Okay,
No,
I
listen.
no.
don't.
David has a great idea. Have you guys kind of on a network and keep your own show, and you know what?
Let,
I'll play.
let it
I'll
let,
have your
let
own
it
sound
rip.
effects, and
Bruh.
Why does
and
everyone want to
when
see
I
us
hear,
fight?
Well, Sparta, so I'm on TikTok. Like I have a standing, like during my lunch hour, I just
yeah,
go live for like 90 minutes and like try to just help people push through their lunch because adulting fucking sucks. Um, but I since Boss Man has now come over to the TikTok and is over there having fun with a lot of my connections. Um, he wants to get into this battling realm, which can get real addictive real fast. I'm not gonna hold you. I've spent thousands. I'm not proud of it, but I've taken a lot of people's streaks, and that makes me proud.
Nuggies.
Um,
I love taking nuggies.
yeah, yeah, it's the best thing in the world. So Valentine's Day, we're actually going to have a battle, Mr. and Mrs. Smith
Oh yeah.
style,
Yeah,
to which I
I'm
plan
yeah,
on
I'm going
putting
to
at
definitely lose.
least at minimum 100,000 points on this fucking manta.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna lose.
So
Yeah,
this will be for every time he ever pissed me off.
Oh my god.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna lose.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I have like what, some 600 followers and she has, well, how many you have?
I'm up to 5,600 now and growing
Yeah,
and
so
growing. It was
yeah.
at
I
50,
should have you run my TikTok
51.
channel then. All right, David, you're up.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, David.
Oh, was it me or?
No,
It's
that's.
David.
Let me see. Body shaming. I got shamed when I was a kid. Said I was African booty scratcher. I was called Fat Albert when I was a little kid. So it didn't motivate me. It did ignite a level of rage. So what did I do? I got into mixed martial arts. Got into weightlifting. I tried to push myself beyond my limit to the point whereby I had a vendetta. So since I gotta go through the body shaming and allow me to go through too many changes, I told myself no one should have no mercy. So I used to tell my aunt, no, they used to come and ask me, do I look fat in this? You know what I say? Are you kidding me? Is it a sick joke? What are you trying to say? If your husband say you don't look fat and he's giggling, he's lying to you. You had this BBW, big beautiful woman, right? And I said, no, it's not a BBW, it's the BMW. Body made wrong. This idea of big and beautiful. How you big and beautiful if I put you down to here, you going down 45 miles an hour. Now, for the men's side, it's even worse. Anyone over 300 pounds, I'm gonna ask you, when the last time you see your dingling? Do you need to get a plane ride to see what's down there? Or do you gotta hire a submarine to check it out and see if it actually exists?
I know one already.
I'm sorry, I've been unleashed since last year, so I'm waiting for anyone who want to trigger me. So I can just roast you to you back to your mom womb. Your mom will kick you out. No, you can't come back in here. Nowhere to hide. So, living in New York City. Wow. Labor Day parade.
Oh
Hmm.
Christ, I don't know where this is
A,
going.
a bunch of hippopotamus wearing fishnet. Keyword.
Lala's face, bro.
Hippopotamus wearing fishnet. You know what that look like? You look like going to the cheese market looking for buying some cheddar cheese. But that's not even the worst of it. I haven't been in Labor Day parade since 1999. And the reason why. You have all these hippopotamus who wear these bikinis that disappears, and they're on broad daylight. You have these kids acting, Mom, what is that? I was on my way to work when I saw a kid point at his mom. What is that? Point at a woman who so-called bikini thing just disappear in her. I don't know what to say. And they think they're cute. Now, when she's mentioned about low roasting, and we got so much lard on Eastern Parkway, and we have heat issue, can we use them to fix the heat bill? I'm just saying. I'm just getting started.
David,
And
this is
for
supposed
so-
to be a
and,
serious
and for so-
topic.
I'm letting it out because
No. I'm not saying you're good. Good, you're good. You know, in my channel, you can say whatever you want. However,
I know
you know,
because
racist. But what I
I'm
was gonna say,
I'm
this is I'm
I'm,
supposed to be
I'm
serious. I can't say I'm serious face because of you.
no, because the thing is, we go through the body chain and we cannot complain. You attack them, we are sex. How am I sex? Hold on.
Hang it there.
Hold on.
Hang. I gotta
Time
say
out.
this. Their level of fatness is fat, big, obese, and damn.
No, no, no. Correction. There's fat, there's fatter, there's obese, there's warning sign, and there's nuclear waste.
Or as Fluffy, the comedian says, no,
No. We can't call it fluffy. Here what I
not
had a
the
problem.
comedian Fluffy. You know who the comedian?
I know him. I
Yes.
remember him.
Yes.
He's too neck to lose weight because remember Monique talk about get on ever no skinny bitch, but she lost weight. What happened to her? Oh yeah, I forgot. She got so big she can't find her what down there, so she had to shrink down.
See,
The same way they roast men who cannot find their thing. My question is how you wipe your ass? Your shit so damn big.
Oof.
Do you have to get a hand extender
Well,
like
wait,
it go
well,
like three angle? So when
well,
you want to,
no, CBN. There's an answer for that. Okay, I'll cut you off there and I'll let you finish. They don't wipe from. They- there's a way of doing it. They don't go from around the back.
so don't tell me to
They
use the
reach
fire
from the
hydrant.
front and push. Go
Don't tell me
ahead.
to use the fire hydrant
What?
right now.
Oh hell no! Like a
But
snowplow?
Oh shit.
so
Here we
hold
go
on,
again.
hold on. If that's the case, then I might well go to Japan, sign that contract with that person who had that automatic toilet bowl, and adjust their pressure so that in case of she about to crack the toilet bowl, it go through automatic. You need to get off the damn toilet bowl, knock her out the window because all these lane blind stores they need to shut it down. They need to. No offense.
Boss man, please enlighten me now.
You think I'm mad? Okay, let me go even further.
I'm not. No, no,
Tell
no.
me,
I'm not saying you're
tell
mad.
me why.
I've
No,
never seen those
hold on.
words.
Tell me why all these big ass people have to get 2 plane tickets, and when you go on the plane go lopsided. Why?
Turbulence, engine failure.
Yeah, the engine failure. You got 2 fat ass people to join the engine.
Boss man, please take over.
Okay. All right. So the question is, why can women body shame men and not vice versa? Okay.
Mhm.
One, men are expected to be able to take anything because of the society's expectation of us. Okay, we are supposed to be able to take criticism. We're supposed to be able to take the brunt. We're supposed to be able to take the ebbs and flows of, and more ebbs than flows actually. All right, that society has our way. All right, so that is the expectation, and the predominant of women take that shit and run with it. Okay, that's just, I'm just gonna lead with that. That's one. Two, women see men, or have begun to start to see men in the same way that men see women. Okay. It used to be that if a man was fat, flubbery, wasteless, useless masses of platypusm. Okay. It used to be that that was a sign of wealth because you couldn't, back in the day, it used to be that if you could afford the food, it also meant that you weren't a laborer. That meant that you could afford the food and you could afford to sit down and eat the food and gorge thyself, which means you weren't up working, which means you weren't the common person that was just sitting around and not working. Uh-oh. Hang on, I froze.
No, you're fine on my end.
Oh, okay. I'm frozen on my end, so hang on. Just want to give it a second. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you fine.
Okay. All right. I'll just keep talking because everything's frozen on my end. Okay, here we go. So it used to be that way, but now it used to be a symbol of status, but now it's a situation of women have changed that mindset, and now it's a situation of women seeing men in all ways that you can possibly use in ways of a measuring stick. So you measure our height, you measure how far we stick out below the belt line. You measure how far our money reaches. You measure everything about us relative to our measuring, relative to our metrics. Okay, in the same way that men have always done women. Okay, this is bothering to me because my screen is frozen. I really can't see anybody, so I don't know what that's about. Oh, there we go. Now I'm back. Okay, so.
Well, that's what you get buying it anywhere.
It's almost in a sense that everything is starting to mirror itself in a sense. Okay. Now, but we've always been, to some degree, measured by how far we ran, how high we jumped, our performance or the lack thereof. It's always been acceptable to measure us by our capabilities or our inaptitude, especially our physical inaptitude. That's always been the case. And then we competed against each other by that metric. That's why we compare ourselves to each other and stunt and jock around. And then women muck that shit up. It just became, as of recently, something that women started to kind of boast and become more bodacious about as of recently. But it used to be mum's the word about a man's dick size, but now women don't give a shit about it now because they're more sexually promiscuous and sexually more free to be able to do so. Okay? Now, the reason why you can't do that towards a woman in society is because, one, society protects women. And so to eviscerate a woman based on her image in the same way that people do or society does a man is almost treating it's synonymous with treating a woman like a man, and society has a problem with that still. Even though women want to be equivocal to men, the idea of still treating a woman like a man is still frowned upon, if you think of it. The next thing is that women are sensitive to or I wouldn't say sensitive to. I would say women still rely heavy or almost crutched on things that things that could be connected to body specific matters that relate to their women specific health matters that affect them more than us. I think that they rely on it too much, and so much so that a woman that has never been pregnant a day in her life will still use that fucking excuse. Bitch, you ain't never been pregnant before. Why the fuck are you using that excuse? You see what I'm saying? At least a woman who has gone through pregnancy, okay, can use the fact that carrying around baby weight is difficult to get rid of, or it's difficult to come back from, especially if you've had more than one and more than two. Make sense? So, but at times people tend to rely on it too much to a point where it almost becomes so much of a crutch at times. But in general, generally speaking, it is still a real thing. Let's not be dismayed. It's a thing that we men don't have to deal with. Furthermore, estrogen does something different than testosterone. Testosterone is a normal burning agent. So to see a fat man who creates testosterone that is supposed to be helpful to us is a fucking dichotomy to me. You naturally create a burning hormone that burns adipose tissue. Why the fuck are you fat? Women create estrogen that is naturally fattening. So to some degree, it makes more sense for a woman to be obese than a man. So that's why men are so hard on each other about being fat. Now, fat women, however, is still a problem. Don't be dismayed. I'm an equal opportunist. Nobody should be fat unless you have some sort of thyroid issue, or some sort of endocrine matter, or some sort of mitochondrial, not mitochondrial, but some sort of processing problem within the body that doesn't allow for you to properly convert certain glycogen matters that allows for you to be able to burn certain calories, whatever the case may be. Those things do exist. But let's just face it, there are people, both men and women, who have a problem with getting the fuck up and going to go work out, or pulling away from the goddamn table when they burp the first time. And I said men and women. But the reason why there is this double standard is because there has been a natural push to tell women that you are accepted no matter how you are, because of how harsh men have been over the years about body physique and body requirements in order to ensure that you remain a certain way or a certain criteria for men in order to achieve and attract the highest quality and highest status level of men. That is the reason. It's almost the pushback. But the other part of it is that because women have to bear the children, it applies to all women, and therefore because all women have the potential, most women have the potential of bearing children, and the potentially damning result of what it could do to the woman's body, it tends to have a nebulous effect mentally and societally across all women to that point. So therefore, all women are protected by this potential effect for the most part. And this is the reason why, for the most part, all women are protected by this one clause for the most part. But no men are protected by this because no man is able at all, classify or categorize at all, to be able to go through gaining a whole person's weight at the waistline for the most part. That is the reason why, amongst the other reasons why I said the same thing as well. Okay? So this is the reason why.
Before we go, I want to say something too, boss. There's some things we also have to keep consideration as men and women. Sometimes things happen in life you can't control. Like, example, my mother has cancer. I don't have a lot of time to go to the gym. I work 80 hours a week as a chef. I have to taste every fucking food going out there because I got to taste purees. Trust me, you don't want to taste purees. Grounds and all this stuff. And, I have to taste them because if I don't taste them and they go out and somebody chokes, guess who's liable to go to, manslaughter? The chef. So my diet has always been really fucked up. And I'm not saying that's an excuse, but there are factors we have to keep in the middle. Why is this person fat, or obese, or whatever the case is? But it does not give you the right as a human being on this goddamn planet saying, "Oh, look at this hungry hippo over there. Stop laughing on him," or that stuff. Like, I'm not saying you're saying. I'm just saying in general. I'm just
Sure.
2 cents in, and that's where the shame. I don't think it should be shame. Like, maybe think about what are they going through life? Maybe how can I help them instead? Is that making sense, Earl?
No, it does. So the actual act of shaming someone, I do not think is positive, no matter the reason, no matter your ideation. Okay, let's make that very, very clear. I don't think actively going around and saying, "Look at that fat fuck over there," I don't think that is positive, no matter the reason why. Okay,
I agree.
What I disagree with about society is if I have the mindset that I don't want to mess with anyone who happens to be fat, or if I have a mindset that says a certain ratio in my book happens to be what I consider to be fat, and someone disagrees with that, and someone says, "Well, you're wrong for thinking that person's fat." Well, fuck you. That's what I happen to think is fat. I'm not wrong.
Can't handle a real woman, bro. Just say that.
Fuck you.
Like a whole real woman.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. When my fat ass was 235 pounds at 5'8", I did something about that shit.
No, you were supposed to tell them they can't handle a real man. What are you talking
about? Okay, I was fat. Shit. Okay, so here's the thing. So here's the thing about that is that there's something wrong with going around as a person that I've lost. I lost 85 pounds. It would be wrong of me to go around and talking about, you fat lard. It'd be wrong for me to go around and do that type of shit. Okay,
Yeah.
That's stupid. But what is wrong about society is for me, it's for society to say to me that I'm wrong for not liking someone with a certain amount of fucking adipose tissue.
Yeah.
Okay, if you like that shit, fine. But I got bad knees, and I don't feel like lifting that shit.
These
Look
whole
at
knee
this shit make
pads.
his knees hurt, bro.
Okay? Like, the point that I'm making here is that just because somebody else thinks that something is a certain way, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But what is a bad thing is to randomly go to somebody and shame someone because of what your opinion is. Like a good neighbor, keep your fucking opinions to your fucking self unless they're fucking asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Over.
Yeah. Can
Well,
I put in one more thing though?
Sure.
Because do we feel like people are? I don't even think we're allowed to. You're not allowed to say anything to anyone anymore. Like we're not allowed to critique anyone for anything.
Well,
There's an
was
is
your
that
was
goes
your
with it.
was your critique asked for?
100%. But what I'm saying is, it's not a matter of people. I don't think people are body shamed anymore. Body shaming to people at this juncture, by the definition that modern society uses, is going, I don't want to fuck fat bitches. Oh, you're fat phobic. You just hurt someone's feeling. That's the shaming. No one's walking up to chicks going, you big bitch. Like, what are you doing, you big back bitch? Why are you out here? Unless you live in Chicago, and I will tell you this, bro.
Okay.
Quick side note. Chicago, you will probably die there, but they got the best mall experience I've ever seen. Them bitches walking around scared. They didn't see no disco balls. There wasn't nobody dressed up like Missy Elliott when she was a balloon. It was wonderful because they are so, actually, people do get body shamed in Chicago. 100%. And it's probably followed up with bullets. So
Right.
but they're so rude there that like people do, like, it was going out. This was the thing though. The bigger women looked better. Like some of them looked almost attractive. I was like, you dressing for your body type. Okay. You ain't trying to put on the $120 clothes when you 340. Like that's dope. Like
Right.
wear the clothes for you. But I don't believe that people are writ large.
By your clothes and your size.
Yeah, or writ large shaming people. What we're considering shaming, like that would actually be a good piece of the conversation, because I don't think someone's walking up calling people big back bitches. I don't believe that that's happening.
Okay.
Like unless you have like a reference for that,
Okay.
but
So
they're going, oh, I'm shamed because you said this thing publicly that could hurt someone who took the time to go hear you say it
Yeah.
or read it off your page.
Yeah.
And now I feel some type of way because
Okay.
this applies to my big back ass. So
Yeah,
let me
fuck
jump
'em.
in front of that bullet and catch it.
Yeah, fuck them.
And then be offended, and now you hurt my
Yeah,
feelings.
fuck them. Because because we live in a society right now. We live in a projectionist society where basically if I fire birdshot and I just so happen to hit your ass and it burns, then I'm wrong. Well, you just so happen to be in that spot where I shot it. If your ass wasn't there, then you wouldn't have got hit.
And that's the problem though. It's like that type of shaming, 100%. Like people should know publicly, if you a big bitch and you got a big back, I don't want to fuck you. That should hurt your feelings in the sense that you should go to the gym and fix that if you was trying to fuck me. Like honestly, because literally, what do men have to do? We sit there and we go, what do women want to get in their pants? And then we just do that shit. Like what are you like it's so it's that is not shaming. It's a cultural trigger. It goes, hey, people want people at a healthy weight. Maybe you got some health stuff going on. This is going to bar you from this. Maybe some men in certain circles won't want to do business with you because of the way that you take care of yourself. Maybe it's showing that you have a lack of discipline. I'm a very disciplined person. That is expressed in every piece of me. I come in, I show up, I do what I do. I'm disciplined in those things. I'm showing you up front. Like, why would you bring your big back ass over here? Like, to get your feelings hurt. You're not entitled. That's the problem. And then when they hear someone speak on it and go, yo, like I carry myself a certain way, I'm in certain circles, like I can't be up in here with a fucking balloon. Sorry. Oh, well, now I feel shamed. And it's like,
Well, you shouldn't.
the reason you feel bad is because it's something that you know you need to fix, and you're mad that someone verbalized it for you, and you had to hear it.
Or something that was said either applied to you, or here's a big one, you were excluded. And people don't like being excluded. It's okay not to be somebody's cup of tea, and you are not everybody's cup of tea. And if you are not somebody's cup of tea for whatever the qualifications are, because those same women, those same women don't have any problems excluding other men for whatever minuscule, surface level, subcutaneous reasons. Right? Okay?
Yeah.
Whether it be because of height, which no man can control their height. Okay? And unless you had one of the three reasons why it's okay to be whatever size you are, okay? Most people, not women or men, people can control their weight. Okay? So those same women have no problem excluding or disqualifying men for whatever reason that they so choose. So it's okay to be excluded for whatever reason why a man might exclude you. So the bigger reason here is not that you feel shamed. You feel offended because you got excluded. And most women have a problem with a man excluding them or stiff arming them, essentially, because they think that the very moment that a woman approaches a man, that a man is automatically supposed to button up and accept, because how dare a man turn a woman down? That's unheard of.
Right.
Over.
And
All right.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, finish what you can say.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say let's have Lala come in because she's looking like she's falling asleep over there.
I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, because Lala's bedtime was about 15 minutes ago. I'm gonna hold you. So, with that being said, I don't even know if I'm allowed to be a part of this conversation.
You can.
Someone else within this network, who shall not be named, said that I was overweight and he could
Oh
absolutely
shit!
suck my
Damn it.
dick.
Okay, I'm muting.
But with that being
who was hating
said,
on you? Say their name, Lala. Say it out loud.
Trey,
My network,
it's Trey.
my
Because,
network.
you know, Boss Man's biggest fan, baby, Trey.
Oh, and the other network. I thought you said this network.
No. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. BMU. My bad.
Which Trey? Which Trey?
Homeless Trey.
Bruh.
Pig Trey.
That's crazy.
That's the only Trey I know. But according to him, I'm overweight. So I don't know if I have a dog in this fight. However, with that being said, I've been the fat kid in middle school. My husband know I don't let go of shit. Okay, so 6th grade, Javon Edwards. I remember this kid's first and last name because if I ever see him walking across the street, honey, I'm hitting the gas. Okay, I'm not gonna slow down. Speed bump. Okay, but he called me Miss Piggy, and from there I stopped eating. And my mom got really concerned. I was like, no, I'm fat. I'm overweight. Now, yeah, I was a chunky kid. I was in 6th grade. Kids, whatever. Right. But I didn't know any different. So I stopped eating, lost a lot of weight. And I was like, this is great. My mother worried sick. Like, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with my kid? And then once I started having children, my first child, girl, real easy to lose that weight. That was great. And the boys, they came from a soul. They wanted to make sure that I was never going to have a flat stomach ever again in my life. Okay. And I think the universe has some kind of sick sense of humor where either I'm going to have a fat ass or I'm going to have a stomach, but I'll never have a flat stomach and a fat ass at the same time. And I'm sick of this shit. With that being said, or at least not without paying for it. Let me put that out there. But with that being said, I personally do not go straight for body shaming unless that act is read upon me. Then I am going to absolutely go too far. I will take it too far. Because I feel like to body shame someone else, especially if it's not them coming and asking for your specific opinion about something,
right?
To just be like, oh, you need to lose weight, you need to go to the gym, yada yada yada. Like, for what reason? Like, what has possessed you to just go out and tell people this? So I have a rule, like 5 second rule, but not one that, not applying to food falling on the floor, which is, if someone can't fix it within 5 seconds, why mention it? Like, you can't
Mm.
fix your weight in 5 seconds. You can't fix your height in 5 seconds. Someone got some lipstick on your teeth. Yeah, tell them about it. You got something on your yeah, tell them about it. But if they can't fix it in 5 seconds, why point it out? And with me working in HR and having kids, like having a 19-year-old, a 15-year-old, like, kids are mean and brutal, and then that doesn't go away when they become adults. They just become assholes that you still want to hit with your vehicle. So, like, I don't understand that whole mindset of body shaming people just for the sheer fuck of ruining someone's day, because you don't know how far someone is from their 13th reason. And it's just like, it costs absolutely nothing to be kind to other people. Now, if someone is coming for you, by all means, read them for filth. I'm not saying don't. I will. I will talk about your dead grandmother if you piss me off far enough. I don't care. Not 100% will. And I'll sleep like a baby at night, because if I've been taken there, we're not coming back. We never gonna be cool. We're never gonna be friends. Like, so I don't care. I'm gonna talk about you, your dog, your house, your living. It just, anything that I think is gonna make you end it all. I'm pushing all the buttons right on the elevator, right down. I don't give a damn. But if I genuinely care about you and I'm concerned about your health, then I'm finding different ways to have that conversation with you. Hey, I'm going live early in the morning doing exercises. You should catch my live. We can exercise together. That's something, because I know a lot of the people that follow me have that question. This time last year, I was at what, 195 pounds? Now I'm down to 149, solely because after having a child and breastfeeding that child for over a year, there was a lot of calories that I had to take in. And I'm not 20 something anymore. I'm not as active as I used to be. Could I get better at that? 100%. But chasing a toddler around is pretty freaking active for me. So that's about all the exercise I'm really going to do. So when I bought this little stepper thing off of the TikTok shop, started doing that. So I'm like, okay, I know there's other moms out there struggling with the same thing. Girl, come on, join my live. We're going to do it together. And I think that is a better way to go about helping people deal with their weight concerns, things like that, versus saying, yo, take your fat ass to the gym, because that might get you punched in the face. Like, just because they big don't mean they slow. So you might get your ass fucked up. And rightfully so, because I pity the fool that thinks it's ever okay to approach me and be like, hey, you're a little overweight. You should fix that. Cool. Let's talk about it behind this alley. Let's go talk, let's have a conversation. Just real quick conversation. So, I mean, that I am a huge component of just being a good human being. Damn religion, damn, believes in just being a good human being to other human beings as a innate reaction. That should be how you lead first. Now, if they show you that they are a trash panda, deal with them how you deal with them. Again, I match energy, 100%.
David, hang on
Yeah.
1 second. Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the president-elect. Mr. President, are you ready for your inauguration tomorrow?
No, we're gonna have a small private ceremony behind closed doors and call it a day. I don't need that attention. Well, good evening, everyone. And I'm sorry, Miss Lala. Heard a lot about you. It's nice to meet you, and certainly
Hey.
thank you for allowing Bossman to hang out with us. He's a very intellectual guy. I appreciate his his
Thank you
content.
guys for getting him out of my face for a few hours. I really appreciate it.
But it's a pleasure. It's a
been
pleasure
great.
meeting you.
I've been able to catch up
and I
on
just seeing your
shows.
energy. You guys can definitely do a podcast. Definitely a show together. You guys, your energy is
Oh,
like
me, you, and
infectious.
Boss Man, we're gonna have a long conversation on
that
this night.
that's just off the rip. So
Who is compensating me for all this? Because I'm gonna have to give up one of these jobs, honey. I have school, work, kids, TikTok shop. Who's paying me?
The man right next to you who lives with you.
You know they're banning TikTok on the 19th, right?
Yeah, nah,
They got extended.
They're gonna extend it. I
They
hope
got
so.
yeah,
they got
I know.
extended.
They starting to ban TikTok.
It has an extension.
All right, but anyway, Paul, you want to get your thoughts in here before we move on?
Where to jump in at? You guys been all over the map tonight, so
Before you do that, let me play the next video first. How's that sound?
yeah, go ahead.
All right, that'll make it a little easier for you because you always sort of come in at the wrong time. There we go.
This isn't a men versus women issue. This is a societal issue. This is a thing that we have to come together and set aside our personal biases to be able to work forward on. And that's all I'm trying to talk about. From day one, that has been what I've been trying to do, is have a conversation about this topic. And it's been getting a little bit better. At least I'm not getting hated as horribly anymore. I get hate. Oh, I get some awful hate. I still don't look at my TikTok comments because, man, that's just mean. I accidentally did it again the other day. Oh no, here it is. They say I'm bald. They say I'm ugly. They say they're making fun of my body parts. They are body shaming me because they don't want to engage in the conversation, and somehow that's okay to do to a man. I don't get it. This isn't a men versus women issue. This is a societal issue. This is a thing that we have to come together and set aside our personal biases to be able to work forward on. And that's all I'm trying to talk about. From day one, that has been what I've been trying to do, is have a conversation about this topic. And it's been getting a little bit better. At least I'm not getting hated as horribly anymore. I get hate. Oh, I get some awful hate. I still don't look at my TikTok comments because, man, that's just mean. I accidentally did it again the other day. Oh no.
I think I played it twice by accident. But,
Yeah.
Paul, you can go in first if you like.
All right, so if the topic's on body shaming, yeah, I mean,
body shaming.
I can come to, I can agree with a lot of what's been said tonight. I come at this, I guess, from the other side. I mean, a lot of people talked about their struggles with body weight. Mine came from the other end. I was very skinny. I was called for Gen Xers. You may not know who this guy is, but his son's actually in the NBA. There's this player called Manute Bol. He was like 7'6" and 200 pounds. I was called Jimmy JJ Walker from Good Times. So I grew up I was like in the ads in the magazines. I was like the 98-pound kid on the beach and the guy kicked sand in his face and whatnot. And, there was an ad for Charles Atlas bodybuilding program. So that was kind of like my experience of growing up. So when I graduated college, I'm 6'3". When I graduated college, I was 147 pounds. When I got married, I was 158. So I've always been certainly on the thinner, slimmer side. And I got bullied for that. And it's interesting. We talk about, the obese kids. That's who I hung out with because we were the outcasts. So either you were too fat or you were too slim or too skinny. Girls didn't want you. They were talking about, I'd break you if I was with you and all that kind of stuff. So me is interesting. This dynamic, me and the obese kids, we all hung out together because we were the undesirables on opposite ends of the spectrum. So again, I have empathy for those who've been body shamed in the past, whether you've been overweight or underweight or whatever it is. And I think it is an act of cruelty. But I think it's certainly something that I was able to grow out of. One, I think I got hardened up. I think in my teenage years where, I remember at lunchtime, we developed this art of just the run-ins, you do the runs on people, the dozens. And so people would pick on my weight, and then I learned how to fight back, picking on whatever attribute they had, their haircut, their clothes, so I kind of learned how to fight back to an extent when people were coming at me because of my weight or whatever. You so skinny, this, how, that's the thing. How do you eat and all that kind of stuff? I kind of came up with ways to kind of combat that. But I really didn't get serious about training, like really like weight training. I tried once, I think in my early 20s, and I didn't stay with it. But really, after I stopped playing basketball, because I played a lot of basketball back in the day, that's when I got serious about the gym. And then it just became a passion. And I just kind of, stay with it. I'm 230 right now. And so, so it's just become a part of my lifestyle. But I do it for me. I don't do it for my wife. Still married me anyway when I was 158. And she still appreciates me now. So it's not like I'm doing it, certainly to gain her approval, but it certainly is definitely something for me, and I encourage others. So my thing is about encouraging people, regardless of, if you want to lose weight, gain weight. I've dealt with all kinds of people. I'm a personal trainer. So I kind of meet people in terms of where they are and helping them just simply to overcome some mental barriers that they may have. So I'm very empathetic to those who are going through. And I think it was said earlier, yeah, people oftentimes overweight for reasons, for health reasons, the diet that you may have, but the hormone imbalances that you may have if you're on certain medications. That'll, especially if you're diabetic, that'll definitely put weight on you, especially if you're taking those drugs and whatnot. So I just try to be empathetic. To people. I think people who do shame, I think there was a comment in it earlier where I think I remember a lot of guys would shame women because they got rejected by those women. And so you would instantly go to the fat stuff or whatever, or who would want you anyway, or stuff like that. I think a lot of it is just juvenile. And I do think, as Lala said, that we just need to have a just better empathy for people and just treat people right, treat people with respect. And that's kind of where I landed. Now, as far as women shaming guys now, again, I think it was said earlier, I think that is an emotional, you get your emotions, you just go to the thing that may land a blow. But I think women are definitely a lot more selective now because they are more sexually active, and sex now becomes more of a requirement. It used to be just provide and protect, but now they're also looking at the sexual aspect of it as well. And certainly they have standards, requirements they want in a guy also, so, but for guys, yeah, I mean, for us, we tend to, we need to react in certain ways to be able to be attracted to a woman. That's just, I can't control that. If no activity is happening, then it's hard to, I can't imagine that, it's either there, I'm either attracted to you as it's not. But it's interesting too. I'll say this. And even for people who you might be conscious of your weight or whatnot, I've also found, though, that it's not necessarily the only attribute. Some of the sexiest women I ever saw or been around, it wasn't so much, their weight, but it was just their attitude. How you think about yourself. There's just a sex appeal. There's the way you carry yourself, the way you talk. A lot of women can win just by being feminine, just by being cooperative, just by being, a lot of guys would go for that. I work with a lot of bodybuilders, and a lot of their women aren't like their figure bikini athletes and whatnot. In fact, a lot of those guys stay away from those women. Mm-hmm. They want regular women. I'm like, in my mind, I say, man, you could, definitely upscale a little bit, but they're happy. The women take care of them, and it's just a good situation. So I don't think that how you think about yourself, I think, is also important. Yes, do the things to be healthy and take care of yourself, train, do all those things, but also that has to also manifest in an attitude. Because guess what? A lot of those bodybuilders and those figure people and whatnot, those body people, mentally, those people are pretty jacked up. And so, you can put all that muscle on. They talk about the body dysmorphia. A lot of those bodybuilders, they have that same thing. And when they look in the mirror, they still look at themselves as that fat kid or that skinny kid or whatever it is. So unless you do a lot of that internal work on yourself to learn how to love yourself, changing your body isn't necessarily going to yield the benefits that you may think it is. But I had to fall, but just in my development, when I got into my 30s and my 40s, and now I'm in my 50s, I had to go through that process of, what? I'm not too bad. I have to start I like myself. I like me. I like the person that I became. I like the person I'm becoming and the person I will be in the future. And I think that my wife tells me all the time. It's like, yeah, you definitely got, you may not have had that kind of swag when we first got married, but you kind of got some of that swag now. And it's pretty sexy. So, you know, that's the other part of it as well. So I think there needs to be mind, body, and spirit. All those things require a certain level of fitness. And if you neglect one at the stake of the others, you're still going to find yourself lacking. All right. So again, I would, so that's kind of generally what I would say on the convo. But if guys are getting fat shamed or body shamed by women, again, you do have options what to do about it, but ultimately it's about what you feel about yourself. And that work always has to be a constant process of valuing yourself and making yourself better, not for anybody else, but so that you feel better about yourself.
Thanks, Will. That was very educated. Lala, you want to go next? We'll go backwards this time.
Yeah, I was gonna say just to kind of play off of what Mr. Bennett was saying, like, um, it- in a world of social media where you turn your camera on, millions of people have what they feel like is an entitlement to just say whatever they want to you, judge you, things like that, and whether it's on this app, on that app, whatever, right? And for whatever reason, social media within itself has just kind of taken the human out of just humanity. Like things you would never say to a person on the street that you're just walking past, you're quite all right typing that out on a computer or somebody. And it's just like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is actually mentally wrong with you? What is going wrong in your life that you're just taking it out on some poor unsuspecting stranger? But then also, I've seen women where they've gone out, they've done the surgeries to, do all of the aesthetically pleasing things. And then on the inside, like, you're still trash and your brain still doesn't function the way one should. So now you're just a pretty dull, and that's going to fade if you don't keep up the maintenance with that. Because like a BMW, every 10 years you got to go get them implants switched out, you got to go get that Botox redone. So like that seems like a really expensive habit, and that help you when you hit 70. But then you see people who aren't as aesthetically pleasing, if you will, and they have a large following. And people are like, oh well, why would someone send her this or follow her and this, that, and the fourth? And it's like, have you watched their content? They're actually a pretty dope ass person to like just be in the presence of, to just communicate with. And those are usually the people that I'm gravitating to on my platform. And those are the people that I prefer that gravitate towards me. Again, not to, take it back to the social media thing, but that's where I spend a good majority of my freaking free time. Just watching people in their interactions with each other. It's almost like for some people, just anything goes. And it's always with me, minoring in psychology, it's always been a strange thing where it's just like, what made you think that was okay? Is it because they can't physically hit you? Is that what it is? Because I think if more people got popped in their mouth more often, they'd say a lot less dumb shit. I don't know. I'm willing to put people in the house just to see how this goes. I know it's been done multiple times, but I wanna produce my own show where I can really see how this goes. Um, but just that taking away the whole aesthetic part of it, back to what Mr. Bennett was saying, like what's left? What do you have to offer as a human being? Like, what do you have to offer in a society? If this entirety is a village, what is your role in this village? It can't just be to sit there and be pretty or to sit there and be fit. Like, what are you actually doing to contribute to society as a benefit versus just a taker or a user? Because that gets weeded out and recognized very quickly. And then once that's been found out, what do you do then? Like, you're pretty, that's great, or you're slim, that's great. But now what? What's left after that? And I think a lot of people don't think about that. One, before they open their mouth, for sure. But then two, before they flex their little decrepit ass fingers to type some bullshit on the internet. So that's that. Yeah, yeah. So, with my strong hand. So, so sorry. Again, it is past my bedtime, so like y'all gonna get what you get. This is what's here.
Hey, I take it. I'll take it. Also, you're up.
Don't really know much more to really to really add. I'll speak on the dichotomy of the actual topic here, as to the actual double standard. And I'll just say this: it seems to be that the double standard is permitted in this atmosphere because there isn't enough pushback, and there isn't enough, I guess, retribution to this kind of behavior in a sense, and there has to be a loud, boisterous kind of resistance to this unfairness in a sense. Okay, if we are wanting to see a change, in doing that, here's the call to action though. We cannot be purporting what it is that we are trying to cry out for a change for. So we can't promulgate the exact thing that we're wanting to change. So yes, we can have our opinions, and yes, we can have our preferences. All right. And no, it is not body shaming to have a preference, towards a particular woman. It's not. It's okay if we are not attracted to, because believe it or not, and like it, love it or not, okay, our faculties work differently than women's. Okay. So whether you love it, like it or not, okay, we have to like what we see in order for things to rise to the fucking occasion. It just is what it is. Okay. That's not body shaming. That's not being surface level. That's not being shallow. It's just how our mechanics work. Now, what that like and desire is different for every man, and it changes over time. It just is what it is. Now, how you go about expressing what that is determines whether or not if you are a decent individual or if you are a brute asshole. Okay? So if we as men want this environment to change, then yes, we ought to be vocal about it. Okay? I'm all for matching energies. Motherfucker decide to open up their suck and say and decide to tell me how they feel about how I appear to them. Then you better be ready for what I feel about how you appear to me. Okay? Otherwise, like a good neighbor, mind your own fucking business. Okay? All right? You crossed my line, I didn't cross yours. But at the same time, we can't expect something different than we are willing to exude ourselves. And so if we are body shaming, then we can expect them not to body shame us. We have to lead by example. And unfortunately, that doesn't always look like us receiving reciprocity. Sometimes we have to actually sacrifice in order for us to actually lead by example. Over.
Ray, you're up.
All right. Throwing phones. Okay. So,
Oh boy.
in regards, I'm going to respond to the video you played. And I'm going to have to go into my bag here and I'm going to have to shame men. Because these conversations should not be facilitated. If you're going to have an intersexual conversation between men and women, why is it? It's always some dysgenic fuck that like wants to go up and try to understand the inner workings of women. The inner workings is in any society besides this one, you wouldn't even have a say because you'd probably be deleted off the planet already because you're dysgenic. You shouldn't be breeding. No one should breed with you. You should get no sex. You also probably shouldn't exist. The only reason you get to is because of laws. Literally. So, we're going to start off with that because that's always where these I want to have a conversation. The women were mean to me. I've had some pretty hard conversations in these YouTube streets with women. And you know what they're not? Mean. They're just not. Because not fucking dysgenic. Like it's just what it is. Like you can't have a conversation about why are women disrespectful to men. It's because they're taking the ones that are weak, they can do what they want, and they're facilitated within a society where they're protected. That's why they're and then we have a double standard, and now they're just blatantly shaming us because our society has tinged towards, now that we've let women do whatever they want and they're protected, now they just hate us for everything that we've done. And so yeah, they're gonna be mean to you. If you're gonna put yourself in a public platform talking about why are women like whatever, like why is your experience like whatever? Like that's an honest question. Like, are there a lot of marriageable women? I can 100% agree that there's not, because of the way our society is. Our society is fucking sick. That I can agree with. Now, how you're personally treated, that's gonna be based on your controllables, bruh. Dude was up there with a hairpiece, looking like he just got out of a camp where people concentrate. And I mean, it is what it is. Like, those are facts. Both of which are in his control, because I know he lives. If he in America, there's food everywhere. We got people that got too much of it. Get some of they sandwiches. Those people and that guy need to share with each other. That's your eating buddy right there. But you put yourself in a public space, and the reason that these people present in this way is because they want attention, and they're so starved for it that they don't care how they get it. Most of the people online, and I've said this since I started getting on YouTube, because I worked in mental health, most of y'all have mental health fucking issues. It's an honest to God truth. And you can tell by the level of greasiness which people talk to other humans on this platform. Like they can't get found. And then be looking goofy when they do get found. Like, this isn't the real world, first of all. But second of all, the double standard is and always has been. It's always been a double standard of some form or fashion. We've just fixed so much stuff that our double standard seems so much worse than what it used to be. But it used to be like, yo, some niggas coming over that hill, they about to kill everybody. And the people that they don't kill are about to get them cheeks clapped. That was a double standard. Honey, get out of bed. They coming down the hill, bro. Get your ass out there. I gotta run away. Like, also a double standard. But we have the choice of what we choose to present. So if you're gonna go out here and put yourselves in public platforms and then wonder why people who are also in public platforms that most likely have mental health issues say mean stuff to you, you are crazy. like that is just crazy talk. But everyone, period, the stuff that you're in control of, you should be definitively in control of those things. I see so many people, and it's probably one of the reasons that it comes up, at least for the way that I think. If you're out here in these YouTube streets and you got an opinion on everything else, but you running around 400 pounds, you obviously should have an opinion on your weight. If you're out here in these YouTube streets and you got an opinion on everything and your bank account's at zero, you should have an opinion on your bank account. Most of the stuff that we want to see fixed as a society starts if you start in your home with yourself. Do some sit-ups. And I'm not an advocate. I don't get to spend as much time in the gym right now because I'm recovering from a surgery. I've been on one leg and I'm still in better shape than most of y'all. Had my whole ass Achilles had to get put back together. Been down. I'm just now getting back to where I can do everything I used to do. Still in better shape than most of you because I am disciplined. I do not make excuses. I am in control of this body until I no longer have it. And while I have it, it's going to be in the best condition that I can muster. And it's about what you do. It's not about going to the gym and sitting in there for 14 hours a day. My workout is 30 minutes every morning when I wake up. There's no excuse. You just don't want to do it and or aren't disciplined. Those are the only two answers for that. Your body is 100% controllable unless you have a disease, an actual one, not just the fact that you are fat. That is, I understand they let you say that that's a disease. That's not a disease. That's just you being fat. Now, if there's something that makes you fat, then we can have the conversation. But like those are things that aren't in your control. If you have a disease, this conversation is for you, not for you, and do not jump in front of this bullet. But if you don't and you're just fat, you should feel some type of way. And you should go do something about it. Like, honestly, just get in shape and come beat my ass, bro. Like, I would be proud of you for that. At least you got a fucking goal. And you know what? You can tell me thank you after you lose that fight. Because I grew up hitting people. So you gonna lose the weight though. And then people gonna stop disrespecting you. You gonna look nice. You gonna have more confidence. You gonna think you can fight old reckless Ray De Niro. It's gonna be great. You're welcome. But the controllables, there's no way that I'm going to take away anyone, man or woman's, agency over the one thing that they control, and that's your mind and your body. The way that you perceive things and the way that you come at the world and what you do with those things while you're here. Those are the only two things you actually control. We don't control shit else. So fix your problem. Fix what, if you feel some type of way when somebody tells you something, that's because there's a grain of truth in it. It's not just stuff don't make you feel bad that is blatantly not true. Lala, you weigh 500 pounds. Isn't that fucking laughable? Because it's not fucking true. Like, that is not a true statement. Hey, Mr. Bennett, you can't do 5 pull-ups. Are your feelings hurt right now? No, because I watched this dude do so many pull-ups.
Just a little bit.
Whatever.
He plays the rocket music when he works out. Come on now. Let's get his workouts.
Now look, I can't do 5 with 75 pounds on my chest yet, but I'm working on that.
Hey, bro, you like I said, constantly in beast mode. If somebody came and told you has stick figure arms, ain't nobody listening to you. Hey, bear paws, you got kitten paws. You upset? No, because you got the big ass bear paws. Because it's not true. If you feel some type of way, it's because there's truth in what is being said, and it hurts because you know it. And honestly, the only way that you're going to navigate and survive this world, because as unfair as it is, because I'm not saying that people should be walking up telling people their business, because you shouldn't. I believe in Lala's 5-second rule, and I will be applying it myself. But the reality of it is, the only way that you're going to survive this world, because there's some nasty people out there, is to use those things that hurt you and actually do what your brain is telling you to do, which is fix it. Take their weapons away. Take them away.
Or get better at doing the dozens.
Right.
Or get Lala, you're 500 pounds. Lala, you 500 pounds. My brain automatically said your mama. So
well, no, that was cheating. That's when you see. That's when you knew you had him. You lost if you said that, though. Because that was you had nothing else, so you just mailed that in. So you lost.
That's my reaction to everything. Someone says something to me. It didn't even have to be offensive. It's just my first thought is your mama. Like even my sister, she'll say something like your mama. She's like, we said the same mama. But shit, I said what I said. I did that with my 19-year-old one time, and she's like, but you're my mom, and I'm like, ooh, you got me. Cool. Because that's how innate it is. It's just first thought, your mama. Because after that, like we can fight. I got that out. So, but you're gonna have. And when you lose,
I have used that with my daughters every once in a while.
See, I'm telling you, look, it's just a great comeback. It's never going out of style.
David, you go next. I want you to give your topic and let's start on our final thoughts. Before we go, I want to thank everybody who came up.
You're muted.
I am.
No, he's not. Messing with people, bro. Playing games over there. See, blatantly not true. His feelings ain't hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna get. Yeah. Seriously. Before Mr. Wise Ass, Mr. President has another comment to make.
I don't know, because this is what it looked like when I'm on my main PC, and I haven't been on it for a while. Yeah. But I'll be honest with you guys, I don't get triggered no more when we were talking about my weight. I laugh about it because, for one, if you know what I do for the regular, I'm a tech. I lift heavy equipment. The most I've ever done is lift a 850-pound cave full of equipment and move to one side of the building because I lost my cool. And people think I'm overweight, like some idiot called Travel One. Sound like more like bitch one. But talk about you big. Yeah, I'm big enough to body slam you and your mama at the same time. How about that? Anyway, yeah, they the video they call me Bear Paw. Yeah. So when I hear people want to fat shame, here's my issue. Imagine what it's like going to New York City. You gotta go to the subway, and you have people in your way don't want to move fast. They're blocking 2/5 of the damn platform. You gotta walk around to get through the door. They take over 3C by themselves. They got bad body odor. They smell like the homeless shelter. When they will go up the staircase, they can't go up the staircase. They take the elevator, and they're too big for the damn elevator. Let's see. God forbid they get on the bus. You know what it's like when you see big people on the bus and you see the bus start to tent? You know that big ass people. That's how you know. And you realize it will move real slow because as you watch them go on the bus tend to this side. As they go to the back, the bus did a wheelie, almost did a wheelie. I was like, oh, I need to get off this bus right now. I'm going to get late to work. God forbid the thing break down. This is my everyday thing dealing with New York City. And when the weather get better, I'm hope my eye don't bleed out. Because we have people in this city who don't have common sense on how to dress. Mr. Bennett knows this very, very well because we both live in the tri-state area. And we just have the least amount of common sense people in this area who think fishnet is sexy on a hippopotamus. They think, oh, you can wear a bikini that disappear worse than a thong. Who don't know what deodorant smell or feel like, but you smell like a Oko well. I don't know. But yeah, it's easy to attack men, but we had to take our crazy ass, go to the gym, bench press 225, 315, 395, deadlift 410 pounds. We go 2 hours on the treadmill. We're doing the 21. We killing ourselves. We go to the back pain, the body pain. Wake up early in the morning. We gotta get our ass to work. We had to build ourselves. We don't get it easy. We have to mold ourselves. We got to make ourselves attractive enough to get a woman. If you're not attractive enough, you do something. You have to make her do surgery. Oh no, I'm not buying no fake chest, no fake abs like some of these dumbass people we're doing lately. Yeah, you cannot change your height, but now you can extend yourself by breaking your legs. Then hope that it works. You can get at least what I don't know, 3 inches of height. Really. Now, now since this gonna come up, I'm gonna be real lethal. So all your body made wrong, bad surgeries with fake chest, fake butt, fake lip, fake everything, and you look like a damn fucked up version of weird science, and you think that is attractive. Why you go under the knife and still gain weight on top of that? Make it make sense. I'm trying to understand. Did your mom drop you on your head when you were little? Did your mom drink clone when she was pregnant with you or something? I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of that logic. Then you're walking around with the abnormal will fake butt and you gain weight and make it even worse. You get Botox and do all this other shenanigans. This is in New York City, mind you. I'm trying to comprehend. Are they just stuck on stupid or you're retarded? Do you have ADHD or something? I don't know. When they body shame me, I'd have take my ass, go to the gym and go AWOL, get myself in shape. Then I end up realizing I don't want to get in shape. I want to be mentally strong. So just in case of somebody think they can put their hand out because they see how many times I can power bomb you on the concrete ground till you start bouncing around like a basketball. Or maybe I could jackknife you. Yeah, I love lifting heavyweight. The bigger you are, the more fun is how I can body slam you. Yeah, that is me, the real Black David. So, well, people want to body shame, but yet you come to work, look like you about to die the next day, and you can't say nothing about it. But you're stuffing yourself with all type of junk food the doctor told you not to eat, but you still do it anyway. You drag your kid to the hospital, the doctor telling you you're feeding your kid the wrong thing, but you still don't let him come back the next week, do the same shit all over again. Yeah, I used to work in the hospital. I've seen that bullshit too. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Women can body shame men all the time. Oh, you're thin too little. How you sure you're too little? But while you didn't last night, you were screaming like a damn animal. Like what's up? Everyone will tell, oh, you're thin. If you're thin little, you're thin too damn big. Why can't I drive my car through you? Make it make sense. I can park my car in you and still hide it and not worry about it get stolen. How about that? You're so loose, you don't have to do anything. You could just dive in. I don't know. Well, this idea of body shaming, it's not helping the right people. It just giving people more stupid excuse to act the way they act. Now you got reality show, my 600-pound self, my 800-pound life, my 1,000-pound life. And I ask myself, would I ever go see that shit in Africa? Never. Why we won't see no 400, 600, 800, 1,000-pound life in Africa? That shit not even allowed to happen. Nigga, please, get your ass up and walk. Who want to work for an 800-pound person we could put down the hill? By the time you go at 90 miles an hour, you lose most of the weight quickly. I don't know. Or maybe what you're eating is messing up your brain some because you cannot concentrate with what the thing you're stuffing down your throat is not actually food. Or yeah, I just realized they say the food that we eat in the United States is not actually food. It's not categorized as food. It's something that's been cooked up in the lab. So that means you got to eat homegrown food now going forward. Along there's no hormone injecting your chicken. There's no antibiotic up in your crop and whatsoever. I'm just wondering. I remember our food society back in the day be so small and now it's so massive. People want a lap band surgery and yet still break the lap band because you keep stuff in your mouth, can't control yourself. I don't know. You tell me. I'm just random because I remember being called all sorts of names. African Buddhist got a fat eye, but you too big. Can you find your thing? You know where to put it? I took all that visual, took that to the gym and became a huge monster. Then I started bullying people in the gym. I first bully the guys. I say if a girl lift more weight than you, you're not allowed in the gym. You had a bunch of the bozo ass dude coming bench press 125 and they're struggling. I gotta get a girl to do way more than him. It's like, you see that? You're not allowed in the gym no more. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, I bully women too. Women come to the gym, oh, I want to see you bounce your chest. No, this is not the strip club. Get the F out of here. This is for people who want to lose weight, get back in shape, and do the right thing to get done. And Trevor, I'm coming for you next. Don't worry. If I can't find all someone to get you, go into my dojo, whoop you into shape, and put some common sense in you. If not, oh well, get a couple of girls whoop your ass too. Make money off that. We don't call it UFC, we call it FFC, Female Fighter Championship. Don't get me started. But the thing is about this nation, I'm just being realistically real with you guys. Lack of discipline, a lack of common sense, a lack of mental health like Trevor once you don't have any. She lost them a long time ago, sniffing on chlorine when she was in high school. So smoking weed was the coolest thing to do, but not the right thing to do. But who am I to complain? I'm just saying. I'll be real with you guys. This is something need to be fixed. Stop making it scripture for fat people who want to do anything with themselves. I'm gonna tell you that though.
What are we doing?
Final thoughts, bud. Final thoughts.
Am I supposed to be screaming at David now? Like, I don't really know how to follow that up. Like, David hates everyone. He doesn't like any of you. And those of you that are watching that just heard his soliloquy, that didn't fall asleep and have nightmares about him stomping on your chest, just know he really doesn't like you. So don't see him. If you see him in the subway, like get on a different car or something, give him his space. Unless you have snacks. He loves snacks. David does love snacks. So if you're going to be around David, have snacks. Might be the only thing that saves your lives. It's like a grizzly bear. So you gotta be the best version of yourself, because if you're not going to be able to outrun David. See, I can talk shit to David because I can escape a David. Okay. And that's the important thing that we need to learn, because honestly, Davids exist in the world. So, like, what if you're on the train and David freaks out and he starts tipping the whole train over, and now you can't get away because you're too big to get up? What you gonna do then? What you gonna do then? You're in an alleyway. David's hungry, and now you're eating your favorite high-calorie snack to help make more visceral, viscous fat on your body. David decides he wants it. You can't run away, and he just takes it from you and pushes you over, and then you're stuck in the alley, wedged in there, and they have to come get a crane to get your ass out. You see the love of your life, and she's like, I do like dad bod, you fat sack of shit. And you guys are about to make love, and for some odd reason, David's on this Kool-Aid Man kick, and he runs through the fucking wall and takes her, and you can't get up to catch him. Now he's fucking her. Okay? So these are all reasons why you should be in the best possible shape possible, because you should at least be able to escape David or get your chick back from David or keep him from taking your snacks. And if you can escape from David, most likely no one's gonna shame you. So I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it on a light note tonight. I'm in a good mood after David brought in all that darkness. I'm gonna brighten it up with some laughs. So there you go.
I don't know where to go from here. I don't know where to go from here. Look, I'm going to steal a page from the lovely Lala here. All right. It costs absolutely nothing to be nice to people. Okay. And I'm gonna take one from earlier that I said, and like a good neighbor, keep your opinions absolutely to yourself unless they're asked for. Okay. But I will say, I'll steal one from the previous. And yes, be the best version of yourself. It is important to be the best version of yourself. As it relates to the topic of the conversation tonight, it is not the best version of society to body shame anybody. It is a good version of society to be critical of one another, because without criticality, we can't better each other. As you guys may know, I am a Marine, and Marines, that's all we did was criticize one another. Not necessarily in a bad way, but we essentially walked past each other, and if there was something wrong with our uniforms, or something wrong with something, we did not pass each other without telling one another that something was wrong. And it was done in a brotherly love. It wasn't done to excoriate the person or to eviscerate the other person, or done in a way that would demean or diminish or ensconce the other person, or in any sort of diminishing way. In fact, without telling that other person, it was almost disrespectful not to tell the other person that maybe your chevrons were backwards, or maybe your blouse was not evenly cuffed on one sleeve to the other. It was done so to ensure that we all looked the way that we were supposed to look. And maybe we need a little bit of camaraderie to ensure that we as a society, do in some sort of fashion grow together in some sort of unified way, in some form of fashion, but not in a way that we essentially stomp each other out and depress each other in a digressive, regressive way. But to that end and to that effect, if we can't figure out a way to uplift one another and tell each other what it is that we need to hear in a progressive way, in a way that is constructive rather than destructive, then shut the fuck up, okay? And pay attention to your own house. Fix your own self. I'm certainly not going to go and tell someone what they need to fix, and I got issues with my own self, okay? I'm certainly not going to tell someone to lose weight when I, at 230 some odd pounds, 5'8", needed to lose the 80 pounds that I lost. So with that in mind, let's also not be so damn sensitive, okay? Some of us, majority of us in America could stand to lose some weight, okay? Let's just be honest about it, okay? We have a lot of platypusm that we could lose, okay? Let's just be honest about it, all right? But it's not body shaming to have preferences, as I mentioned earlier. But it is something to note that just a simple exclusion of someone just because of our own preferences does seem to, invigorate people's sensitivity. And it makes it seem as though you cannot have preferences. And that is a problem. But there does seem to be a little bit of imbalance when it comes to women and men just vocalizing what it is that we like, dislike, whatever the case may be on an individual level. It seems to be a problem where women are able to be as vocal and boisterous and be as bellicose as they'd like to be about what they dislike about men. But as soon as a man just simply agrees with what a woman says, it seems to be a problem. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. And so to that imbalance, I would say that's a problem. And so if we want to change, let's be that change. But let's also be better than that change. Over.
Shout out to Boss Man, who like every time I hear him, he's such well versed in vocabulary where he can drop an MF bomb and then use words like abscond within the same dialogue. So his wordplay is like fire. So I'm just very entertained when he speaks. How he puts his thoughts together. Again, very thoughtful gentleman. It's interesting. I guess there was a lot said tonight. Again, I came in late on this. A couple of things that I guess we didn't touch on that was running through my thoughts was one, how this idea of body image, how it's just changed over time. There was a time in history when heavier people were desired, men and women, in the 1910s and 1920s. More fuller, voluptuous women, that was like the standard. If you look at even in Greek culture, Aphrodite, you look at pictures of her, she wasn't a slim person. That was a lot of times it was part of a woman's fertility if she was a bit fuller, a bit larger. So I think a lot of stuff comes and goes. You have cultures around the world, like in Samoa, women tend to be a bit more plump than the norm. So again, as far as this whole idea of body image and body standards, on one level, I'm asking, how much of this is simply being formed by others? Who's forming these standards? And I don't know if that's necessarily a clear and cut thing in terms of what's considered acceptable in the culture or not. And so I think that's another conversation for for another time. But we might want to visit that in the future, like who's really telling us, what we should be looking like and whatnot. But the other thing that's interesting that in the 70s, I know, so I'm a big, huge fan of Pumping Iron. I remember watching it in the late 70s and how that film and really helped to start a revolution. And then you had in the 80s when you had like the Jane Fonda workouts and things like that. So again, the explosion of health clubs and racquetball clubs and gyms and Nautilus fitness centers, and everybody's like this big thing. So everybody has access to a gym. There's very few communities where you can't get to a gym. But we still talk about the obesity problems in this country, and it's a bit perplexing to me that more people have gone into the gym, more people are trying to get in shape, um, but we're still fattening, and I think certainly that's worth a discussion as well. Why are we still continuing to fatten? Um, when you have such access to health and also information's changed, but but it's still a factor. But again, I don't hate on those who are heavy. Like I said, those were my friends back in the day. They protected me because again, I was too skinny to beat anybody up, and those folks looked out for me, even though they were taking incoming heat. So again, like I said, I have certainly certainly an affinity, for those who are going through that this sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, certainly as was said earlier in the show, definitely try to be the best version of yourself, not for anyone else but for yourself. I think there is a positive feedback loop when you are feeling good about yourself physically. You start to feel better about yourself mentally, and they kind of feed on each other. And then your spiritual life, who you are, and whose you are. I think that could also make a difference in terms of, how you present yourself, how you project yourself to other people. So I think all those things are important. Again, this situation, if you have a low self esteem, a poor body image, it's not going to be solved just with the gym alone. You got to work on all those areas of your life, and if you can do that, I think you'd be a lot better off. So again, for those who are struggling, trying to get into shape and whatnot, again, I'm always available in these spaces. If you want to reach out to me as far as for advices when it comes to health, fitness, training, certainly I'm available. You can hit me up on Paul Demin at Instagram. You can certainly find me out there. If you guys need any help or advices for for where to start and certain things that you can do. And but I'm here to uplift and help people. And but yeah, I think we could all be a little bit kind to one another, and support each other. And again, if certainly if you have knowledge and information, share that with people so they can be better off. So that's all I got. Very interesting conversation tonight, but it was certainly good meeting Mrs. Bossman. Lala, again, nice meeting you, and looking forward to what you and the boss are going to be doing in the future. You guys have a great one.
Guys, thank you so much for help. Boss man, thank you for letting me borrow your wife a few hours. Hopefully, I didn't keep her too late. But me and you have to have a conversation later. Have you and her have our own show on the channel. You're not getting out of this one. Except that, guys,
Can you just say, hang on? Can you just say abscond one more time? Just say it.
Abscond.
I haven't heard that so long. You be just dropping them out of nowhere. Your wordplay, like I said, man, you got it. You got it.
when you see somebody, just keep in mind you don't know what somebody's going through before you judge it, before you say anything. Just keep that in mind. That's all I want to say. Except that, let's do a quick schedule update and let's get the hell out of here. This week, this Saturday, we will be talking about paper versus screen. Which one's better? Which one's worse? Let's have that conversation on Saturday. Sunday, me and Paul on the Greer, we'll be talking about drugs. Yes, you heard right, drugs. Greece, American, they're a big difference how people handle that. And on Wednesday, I keep forgetting, is Anime Unlocked with David and Wally. We will be talking about, they will be talking about, because I'm not going to be here, is cartoons versus Japanese animation. I'm looking forward to that episode. And for next week, we were talking about the silent shadow, when people are talking behind your back. So, except that, guys. Anything else before we go?
You good?
All right, guys. As always, this was the Spartan SQ Network. Stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.